Hey guys, in today's video you're going to learn exactly how to hit a slice backhand. So in today's video I'm going to talk you through the grip, the take back, the swing, the contact point and also the follow through. So all the key technical aspects of the slice that you need to be doing to ensure that you're hitting a really great slice. So let's get into it. So the first thing I'm going to speak about is the grip. So how you hold your racket for the slice. So for the slice we use the continental grip. And the continental grip is essentially if I have my racket on edge here, I'm holding one bevel to the right. So it's as though you're shaking hand with your racket here. So this is the same grip that you should be serving with and also hitting volleys with and your overhead smashes with. So it's really important here guys, if you play with a one-handed backhand and you use the Eastern backhand grip, that you don't hit your slices with this Eastern backhand grip. Using this Eastern grip just won't allow you to get your open racket face with your strings enough in order to cut down the ball and to get that slice motion. With the Eastern, your strings will be too closed as you come into contact that you're not going to be able to really cut down and create that underspin on the slice. So the Eastern is great for flattening out the shot and also hitting topspin because your strings are pointing forward. But for the slice, using that chopper grip, racket face is a little bit more open now. So as you come into contact here, the racket face is open, my strings are pointing up a little bit, and that there helps me to get under the ball and create that underspin slice. Okay, so now that we've spoken about the grip and a little bit about the swing mechanics, now we're going to talk about what the non-dominant hand should be doing on the slice backhand. So on the slice backhand, the non-dominant hand, like with the one-handed backhand drive, the non-dominant hand should stay on the racket as you take the racket back. So the non-dominant hand should really assist with the unit turn position to really help you take your racket back and to coil your shoulders here. So as you start to turn your shoulders, your dominant shoulder should be in this position here, so pointing to the incoming ball, and the racket should be back here with your non-dominant hand on. In addition, you can see here in the front camera that there's a little bit of space between my body and my racket, and this non-dominant hand allows me to get my spacing between my body and my racket. So with my non-dominant hand on my racket, I feel strong, I feel stable in this position here, and I know that I've coiled my shoulders and my torso to get into a really good position to then unload into the shot. In addition, with this non-dominant hand, you want to keep the non-dominant hand on the racket until you are swinging forward and making contact with the ball. So this non-dominant hand should be staying kind of up here. It shouldn't be flopping down, staying up here for balance and stability as you move into the acceleration phase of the slice. So the next thing to discuss is the stance with your feet. So ideally, for pretty much all of your slices, you want to come into a closed stance here. So that means that my dominant leg is stepping into the shot and I'm getting all of my body weight behind the ball as I make contact. And this really helps for body weight transfer into the shot, so that will help with my power production, and it also helps to really get that lethal slicing motion, to really help with cutting the ball as much as I can. I find if I'm not in my closed stance and if I slice with an open stance, it's much less effective and it's not going to do as much damage to my opponent as if I were to step in and really cut the ball there in front of my body. So in that closed stance, it's really important that as you come into the acceleration phase of the slice, that your body weight is moving onto your front leg. From this position here, step forward with your dominant leg, and that then is starting this pulling motion with my front leg, so that I'm ensuring all of my body weight is moving onto this front leg as I'm in the acceleration phase. As I'm making contact with the ball, my body weight is kind of leaning into the shot, and again that helps with my body weight transfer into the ball to help me produce a more powerful slice shot. Okay, so now we're going to talk a little bit about the swing and the contact point. So the swing for the slice backhand is essentially you're starting from a high position, you're coming low, and then you're coming back high again. So it's as though you're creating a U type of shape with your racket. I'm coming up high with my racket, low, so the contact point there, my strings are open so that I can find the underside of the ball here and create that cutting motion on the ball. And then from there, I want to finish with my strings up. And I want to finish with the strings up high to ensure that I have created enough lift on the ball to get it over the net. Because if I were to just chop from high completely low, then that ball is likely to just go into the net. And it's not likely to find that lovely floating slice that just drifts over the net. In addition, at the moment of contact, you should be watching the ball. Obviously, it's very difficult to see the exact moment of contact, but as long as your head is still watching around that area of the racket and the ball making contact, then that is great. What you don't want to be doing is opening your head up like this, because then that allows your shoulders to open up and you're likely going to hit the ball not where you want it to go. So ensure that as you're making contact, your head is still there at that moment of contact and you're watching the ball. In addition, with the slice and the one-handed backhand drive, you're more likely with your head to keep it there for a longer period of time. So after contact, keep it there, and then your head lifts up after you've hit the ball. So as the ball is kind of traveling over the net, that's when your head would look up. And I find that that really helps me when I'm hitting my slices to keep my head kind of still there for longer, because it helps with my balance and my stability onto the shot. I find that if I open up my head too early, then again I have that risk of opening up my shoulder too early, and then my timing kind of goes off as well, and therefore my accuracy is less effective. In addition, guys, at the contact point, it is really important that your wrist is solid. So we don't want to have a flappy wrist at contact. Flicking the wrist won't allow you to really get that nice cutting down and finding that underspin that you need. So you want your arm to kind of be straight all the way through. You don't want to find yourself flicking and having this racket come over to your non-hitting side of your body. So then now the last thing to think about is the follow through. And as I said, the follow through, you should finish with your strings pointing up to the sky. And again, you can see that my wrist is nice and solid here, and my racket is mostly on my hitting side of my body. There will be some instances where you do slice and you'll come across like this and open up. Say if you're hitting more of a cross court slice, then you're likely to come around and open up here because your racket wants to finish in the direction of where you've just hit your ball. If you're hitting down the line, then you're likely going to finish like this, with the racket on the hitting side of the body. The key thing though with the follow through is that you're not finishing right down here like this, or you're not finishing like this. So you want to have a really nice stable wrist in this position here. You shouldn't be flicking the wrist in any position. Nice and solid in the chopper grip and forward. Okay guys, that's the end of this video. I hope you really enjoyed it and found it useful. And if you did, then please give this video a like and also subscribe to my channel for more tennis videos like this one to come. And guys, I'll see you in my next video.